Let's get to another series in the Western Conference, Rob G, and that's the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Phoenix evened up the series last night with a resounding victory, and all of their big four delivered. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul. Here were their numbers. They won 123-109, Rob G. And Durant had 25. Booker had 38. Ayton had 14, but was big. I think that was the second quarter when he was big, hit a bunch of little mid-range shots. And Chris Paul with 16, he hit a bunch of mid-range shots. They all did, to be honest. That's what they do. And even Torrey Craig chipped in. He was the three-point guy for them. He was 5 for 8 from Trey, but he had 17 as that fifth starter. But you said something to me earlier before the show that was a bit, might surprise people. You said you feel better, or you felt better about the Suns' chances of winning it all after game one, that when they lost, than you did after game two when they won. Explain yourself.
Sure. Well, it's two parts. Number one, in game one, it took Kevin Durant a good quarter and a half to first half to really get going. He started off very slow. He looked rusty. He looked like a guy who hadn't played in a week and a half after missing whatever it was, 2 months with, or excuse me, 2 weeks with the ankle injury. So I expected that the medicine to get it going in game two was, hey, we're just going to feature Kevin Durant. He's going to get right back to where he's always been. He's going to go God mode, and we're going to roll in game two. The sense of urgency is going to be there, so on and so forth. Not only did that not happen, they fell down 13 points in the second quarter. And the only reason they were able to come back is that Devin Booker had one of the all-time great quarters in Phoenix Suns playoff history, and they had to play their big three of Booker, KD, and Chris Paul 40-plus minutes. And the reason why I'm down on them now...
Chris played 38.
Well, excuse me, sorry. I stand corrected. When he's 37, it feels like 50 minutes. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But the reason why I'm down on them, at least right now, is because I don't think that style of play is sustainable. I don't think if you're Phoenix, you can rely on Kevin Durant and Devin Booker playing over 43 minutes a game and Chris Paul playing 38, 39 minutes a game and expect to win a championship. If you're going to do that, then every series has to be 5 or less games. Because at some point, these guys are going to wear down. It may not happen in this series against the Clippers. It may not happen against Denver. But at some point, it's going to catch up to you because these are heavy minutes. And in this series in particular, the NBA did them no favors by scheduling each game on alternating days.
Yeah,
the Lakers have 2 days off in between game 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. And a lot of these teams actually do. The Warriors have 2 days off between games 2 and 3, even though...
I don't understand why the league did that. And here's this, Rob G. Tomorrow night, the Warriors and the Kings and the Suns and the Clippers are going to be on at the same time.
Stupid.
Right. I mean, come on. That ticks me off. But anyway, I hear you. I mean, obviously, the Suns' weakness is their depth. They gave up a lot of their depth to get Kevin Durant. And then you throw in the campaign injury, and we don't know when he'll be back as the backup point guard. But that's the reason Chris Paul is playing so many of these minutes. And if Paul's not in, you're probably running Devin as your backup point. And so that's why he's playing essentially the whole game. So I agree that the depth is a concern. And, you kind of glossed over that Denver series. First of all, and I get it, it's the Timberwolves who, you don't know what you're going to get from them. They can be up, they can be down. They do have talent. But still, Denver looked great in dispensing of them by about 30 in game one. They play game two tonight. And remember, Denver not only has the home court advantage, but that home court is in altitude.
Right.
So it does make it. I played once in Denver. Obviously, I'm not on their level, but I played ball in Denver before. And Rob G, you feel it. Mm-hmm. You definitely feel it. And so I hear you. I mean, that can't be their plan. And I think they ideally would like to get these guys some minutes, but they're in a dogfight. And the Clippers could end up being their toughest series in the Western Conference. And Rob G, so I hear your concerns. I do think Phoenix wins this series, and I think they got to work those minutes out. But I'm going to say this. This series is just what the doctor ordered for the Phoenix Suns. Rob, those 8 games that they played with Kevin Durant at the end of the season or toward the end of the season, you might as well call those exhibition games. They're playing bad teams or teams that are resting guys. And that's why when they stepped into the arena against the Clippers for game 1, and it was at a whole different level, they weren't ready. This group needs to go through something tough together. They need a foxhole experience. They need some time together where they learn who they can trust. I can lean on you. You got my back. Are we going to be able to pull this off? Our backs are against the wall. What are we made of? They didn't get any of that in those 8 games. But they're going to get it now. They are going to get it with the Clippers and Russell Westbrook with the eye of the tiger. I tell you that much.
Former Laker Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and if y'all meet him, he going to have the eye of the tiger too.
Right.
That boy, as intense as he always is, he is really through the roof in this series. But I think this is good for them, Rob G. This is what they need. They're playing a team that's well coached. They're playing a team that's deep. They're playing a team that is tough, that has a superstar, and that wants nothing more. I mean, Russell Westbrook got a chip on his shoulder to beat Kevin Durant. And I think that's good for them. And if they do survive this series, which I think they will, I think they'll be the better for it. And you've heard that saying before, and I think it'll apply to this series. Whatever doesn't kill you will make you stronger.
Well, Chris, I agree with your sentiment 1,000%. And that's one of the reasons why I asked Eddie House in hour 1, are you concerned about Boston just rolling through Atlanta too easily, where they're not going to be really hardened up for what's going to come in round 2 against Philadelphia? And he said, no, obviously he has his reasons, and that's fine.
I think the difference there quickly is just they've been through it together.
Yeah,
before,
so
right?
I understand that. My question, though, with you as it relates to the Suns, because I agree that them going through it is a good thing. My only problem with it is it seems like they only got like 6 guys who are going through it. And can you handle that moving forward, where I only trust these 4, the big 4, and then occasionally I trust, Torrey Craig, or occasionally I trust Josh Okogie.
Torrey's starting, so he's getting his 30
but it doesn't mean that they
Okogie got 15.
Sure. Okay, so we know who these 5 are.
Well, we got 4.
We don't know who the rest
you
of them
talk about trust. They got 4 that they really trust to deliver something to us. But then, like I said, Craig's been playing great. He's almost averaging 20 points in this series. No, it's only 2 games, but Okogie, I think you can trust Okogie as a bench player. Mm-hmm. Then it gets shaky. I mean, Biyombo is all right, I think, as a backup center. Damian Lee, who played well for the Warriors last year, in his role, they got to get more out of him. Ish Wainwright. Yeah, the depth is an issue.
And I don't know why T.J. Warren's not getting any minutes.
Yeah, he's always banged up. He might be banged up a little bit
now,
right now. Yeah,
right.
But you're right. I mean, he was a part of that trade, the Durant trade, that I thought was actually going to help them out. Yeah. But he just can't stay healthy. So, but your point is well taken.
Yours too. I don't like that we have kind of like conflicting views, but we agree at the same time. It's confusing to me.
Well, what happens is you come out with your hot take. I come back with something strong,
right,
in the opposite direction, and then you acquiesce.
You are not gonna Monty me right now like you did in hour 1, where she was totally disagreeing with you, totally. And then 30 seconds later, you know what, Chris, I'm with you.
You know where the bread is buttered.